I think if you pushed me and said, well, what's the second best? I would say the world wants two things. It wants crypto property as a savings account, and it wants cryptocurrency as a checking account. And that means that the most popular thing really is going to be a stablecoin dollar. I think if you decompose or segment the crypto market, you've got crypto property. Bitcoin is the king of that. And other Bitcoin forks that wanted to be a bearer instrument, store of value, would be a property, a Bitcoin Cash or a Litecoin, something like that. Then you've got cryptocurrencies. I don't think Bitcoin's a currency, because a currency I define in nation state sense. A currency is a digital asset that you can transfer as in a transaction without incurring a taxable obligation. So that means it has to be a stable dollar or a stable euro or a stable yen, a stable coin. So I think you've got cryptocurrencies, Tether, Circle, most famous. Then I think you've got crypto platforms, and Ethereum is the most famous of the crypto platforms, the platform upon which, with smart contract functionality, etc. And then I think you've got just crypto securities. It's just like my favorite whatever meme coin, and I love it because I love it, and it's attached to my game or my company or my persona or my whatever. I think if you pushed me and said, well, what's the second best? I would say the world wants two things. It wants crypto property as a savings account, and it wants cryptocurrency as a checking account. And that means that the most popular thing really is going to be a stablecoin dollar. Right, and there's maybe a fight right now. It might be Tether, right? But a stable dollar, because I feel like the market opportunity, it's not clear that there'll be one that will win. The class of stable dollars is probably a $1 to $10 trillion market easily. I think that in the crypto platform space, Ethereum will compete with Solana and Binance Smart Chain. And I mean, the first question is what's the regulatory risk? How likely is it to be deemed a property versus security? And the second is what's the competitive risk? And the third is what's the speed and the performance? And all those things, lead to the question of what's the security risk? How likely is it to crash and burn? And how stable or unstable is it? And then there's the marketing risk. I mean, there are different teams behind each of these things and communities behind them. I think that the big cloud looming over the crypto industry is regulatory treatment of cryptocurrencies and regulatory treatment of crypto securities and crypto platforms. And I think that won't be determined until the end of the first Biden administration. For example, there are people that would like only U.S. FDIC insured banks to issue cryptocurrencies. They want JP Morgan to issue a crypto dollar backed 1-to-1. But then in the U.S. right now, we have Circle and we have other companies that are licensed entities that are backed by cash and cash equivalents, but they're not FDIC insured banks. There's also a debate in Congress about whether state chartered banks should be able to issue these things. And then we have Tether and others that are outside of the U.S. jurisdiction. They're probably not backed by cash and cash equivalents. They're backed by stuff, and we don't know what stuff. And then finally, you have, UST and DAI, which are algorithmic stablecoins, right? That are even more innovative, further outside the compliance framework. So if you ask who's going to win, the question is really, I don't know, will the market decide or will the regulators decide? If the regulators get out of the way and the market fought out, well, then it's an interesting discussion.
Yeah.
And then I think that all bets are off if the regulators get more heavy-handed with this. And I think you could have the same discussion with crypto properties, like the DeFi exchanges and the crypto exchanges. The SEC would like to regulate the crypto exchanges. They like to regulate the DeFi exchanges. That means they may regulate the crypto platforms and at what rate and in what fashion. And so I think that I could give you an opinion if it was limited to competition under the current regulatory regime. But I think that the regulations are so fast moving and it's so uncertain that you can't make a decision without considering the potential actions of the regulators.